Hey, good day, folks. Welcome to another episode of Andrew's Life. I am doing another video here in Richmond, Indiana, and I'm going to be driving through the north side of Richmond, Indiana. So, yeah, I'm going to be driving through the north side of Richmond, Indiana. I mean, parts of it might have north, I'll just say North 2nd Street. Parts of it might be northwest, northeast. So I'm just going to just say I'm doing the north side of Richmond, Indiana. Just to try to keep things as simple as possible here. Now, as y'all can see in some of these neighborhoods, the houses are rather close in together because Richmond, Indiana, like many other smaller cities here in Indiana, here in the Midwest, used to be ex-industrial cities. I mean, Richmond, Indiana is kind of stuck into the 90s because Richmond, Indiana has yet to reinvent itself as far as it goes for its economy. I mean, Richmond, Indiana is still very much a blue-collar industrial city, so to speak. I mean, fortunately, Indiana's doing pretty good in terms of bringing back a lot of industrial factory jobs for those of us who, for whatever reason, chose not to obtain a college degree, who chose not to run up a six-figure student loan debt. But yeah, Richmond, Indiana is very much an industrial city, as many of these smaller cities here in Indiana and throughout the Midwest are. I mean, right now, to be more specific, I'm driving on the northwest side of town. Now, like I normally do in my videos, I'm gonna jump and skip around a little bit and try to get different sides of town, try to get different views of the city. I mean, I'm not gonna be able to do every single road and avenue in this city. I mean, the city's way too big for that. I don't have enough time to do all that. Not in one video, not in one sentence. So, just like I normally do, I'm gonna jump and skip around and do this part of the city, then do another part, and then just go from there. But yeah, when I first started coming out here to record this video, like when I first started going online and doing my research, I honestly did not think that I would run into, I honestly thought that with this crazy housing market, the housing prices would be a little higher than what they currently are here in Richmond. Now on my way here, I was getting ready to tell you people how depressing the economy here was and how you would have to travel an hour or so to get to a decent paying job. But as I look around on Interstate 70, I see all sorts of now hiring signs for various factories. And I believe there's also a there's some kind of a food distribution center here, or maybe a food processing center here called Sugar Creek. I mean, for those of you that know what I'm talking about, or what I'm trying to talk about, if I'm wrong, leave a comment below. But anyhow, on my way here off of Interstate 70, I've seen a number of now hiring signs for different factories and food centers and those type of businesses that were currently hiring. I mean, one sign advertised that they were starting people out at $15 an hour. Which for Richmond, Indiana, $15 an hour is pretty damn good. I mean, a lot of the housing prices here, as I can see, are relatively low. I mean, for those of you that have cash money available and you're looking to buy yourself a house here in the city of Richmond, Indiana, I mean, there's plenty of move-in condition ready homes for $40,000 and $50,000. For those of you that are gonna take out a mortgage, and due to the fact that you're gonna take out a mortgage, you're gonna probably be looking at a house in the $70s and $80,000 range. I mean, clearly there's plenty of houses that are within that price range. I mean, I would guess that this neighborhood I'm driving through right now would be the type of neighborhood to where if you're looking for a home that's priced in the $70-some thousand range, give or take, I would guess that a neighborhood like this would be what you would be looking at. I mean, for the most part, these houses, they look nice. The yards look fairly kept up. The neighborhood looks clean. Now, some of these yards look like they do come with a fair amount of land. A lot of these houses, quite a few of these houses have 2-car garages. Almost every house on this, in this area will have at least a 1-car garage. And just by looking at these houses look like they're probably sitting on a slab foundation. And they were probably built somewhere in the late 1950s, early 1960s, if I had to take a guess. But yeah, for the most part, this neighborhood seems like a pretty nice, quiet area. And just by looking at some of the vehicles here, I mean, none of these vehicles are anything real fancy, but a lot of these vehicles, I mean, they're not like super old or anything. So just by looking around, I would say this is a solid working class community, to where a lot of the houses would probably go between 70 to maybe 80 grand or so. Looks like the sun is trying to come out here, at least for a time being. And just to let you people know, I mean, even though this is Richmond, Indiana, I will say that the houses here are selling. I mean, there's been a ton of houses I've looked at on realtor.com that are either pending or recently I've already sold. So for those of you that might want to move out this way, don't let the fact that this is Richmond, Indiana fool you when it comes to the housing market out here. I mean, granted, the housing market is a little I mean, the housing pricing, the house prices here in Richmond are a little lower than many other smaller cities in Indiana. However, don't let the market out here fool you, because you got people coming out here and buying up these properties left and right. You got a lot of investors coming up here and buying a lot of these properties. They're coming up here and they're paying cash. So for those of you that are in the market looking to buy a house out here, looking to live in this area, just bear that in mind. And out this way, I notice a lot of your houses are not as close in together. They're a little further apart from each other. See, this is the reason why I encourage people who want to buy a home somewhere where they might not know all that well, if at all. This is the reason why I encourage people to jump in their vehicles and to come out here to wherever they want to go and do their own due diligence. This is also the reason why that I make these type of videos. Just so people know what's going on in the area that they might desire to want to live in. Now, so far, the majority of my videos have been here in Indiana. Oh, by the way, I'm going to just drive through this trailer court real quick. But anyways, yeah. I mean, so far, the majority of my videos have all been here in Indiana. Because with my schedule being the way it's been, I really haven't had time to venture outside of Indiana. Now, at some point, when my schedule frees up a little bit, I will be hitting the road again and doing some more traveling. And I will also be making some more nomad-related videos as well. But right now, I've been busy doing a whole lot of other stuff that I just haven't been able to travel and do videos outside of Indiana. But to put it all in a nutshell, you know, many of the communities that I've made videos on here in Indiana, you will find communities very similar to those. Like if you were to go to many other parts of the Midwest, such as Illinois, Ohio, and many parts of Missouri, and Michigan, and I would say even many parts of Wisconsin and Iowa. I mean, if you were to go to those areas, you will find that the setup in many of those other states, you will find that the setup in many of those, I can't even talk, I'm sorry. You will find that the setup in other Midwestern cities are very similar to what you see here in Indiana. I mean, now I will be doing other Midwestern states, but I'm just telling you right now in a nutshell that if you're wondering, okay, well, how's it going to be in Ohio? How's it going to be in Iowa? How's it going to be in Missouri? I'm going to tell you right now that the setup in many of those other states are going to be very similar to what I'm showing you here in Indiana. I mean, basically, in many of your Midwestern states, you go on the outskirts of many of your smaller communities, many of your smaller cities, you're going to run into a ton of farmland and cornfields. You come into a lot of your smaller cities, many of them are going to be industrial. They're going to have that industrial feel. And you go into many of your older communities here in many parts of the Midwest. Typically, your houses are going to be bigger, and they're going to be closer in together. And your yards are going to be smaller. That's where, if you go into a community in the Midwest that's either newer or a community that may have been built in, let's say, the late 50s, early 60s, you'll find that in many of those communities, your houses are going to be smaller, your lot sizes are going to be larger. And in general, you'll have more of an open concept. It's not going to be you're not going to have that industrial look. You're not going to have that industrial feel so much. But in many parts of the Midwest, that's basically what you can expect. Alright everybody, I'm gonna go ahead and end this video. I know there's more to this side of town that I did not get that I wanted to get, but I'm gonna have to do that on another video. So thanks for watching, and I will see everybody on the next video. Everybody have a blessed one.